know that I have done one thing right with my life.
The Whale was one of the most exciting psychological thrillers of 2022 and was surrounded by tons of excitement before it was even released. But how did it live up to the hype? Here at Weekday Watch, we are going to break down what stood out from the film and the critics' response with 5 key takeaways from the thriller. The last 2 will surprise you. Before we jump in with our surprising takeaways, here's a quick recap.
You haven't seen her since she was 8 years old and you're gonna reconnect with her?
Sorry.
I don't like this. This isn't a good idea.
I'm sorry.
You say you're sorry one more time, I will shove a knife right into you, I swear to God.
Go ahead. What's it gonna do? My internal organs are 2 feet in at least.
The Whale follows the story of an overweight, 600-pound teacher struggling with compulsive eating brought on by deep-rooted emotional issues from past trauma. His struggle with obesity is slowly leading him to death. Over the course of the journey, we learn more about his complicated past and watch as he attempts to reconnect with his teenage daughter. Along the way, we see him grappling with his bad habits and his desire to prove to his daughter that he cares about her. This film is directed by Darren Aronofsky, known for excellent works like The Wrestler, Mother, and The Black Swan. As evidenced by movies like Black Swan and Mother, Aronofsky is no stranger to creating divisive films. The Whale also features the iconic Brendan Fraser in the leading role.
When I heard that Darren was going to make a movie, I absolutely wanted to know what it was going to be. And knowing the creativity and control that Darren has always shown in his work, I absolutely wanted to be a part of it.
Fraser is known for his excellent performances in The Mummy, Crash, and Gods and Monsters. Alongside Fraser is Sadie Sink from Stranger Things and Han Chow from the film Downsizing and the miniseries Watchmen. Together, these actors bring the complicated emotions of a difficult circumstance front and center, telling a powerful story along the way. So here they are, the part you've been waiting for, the 5 biggest takeaways from watching The Whale. 1. Brendan Fraser's incredible performance. For nearly everyone that watched The Whale so far, the biggest takeaway was Brendan Fraser's stellar performance.
Where'd you gain all that weight?
Someone close to me passed away, and it had an effect on me.
Before even taking to the theater, there were high expectations from the star actor. After seeing the movie, critics have been raving about his incredible job. The Hollywood Reporter said, "The humanity of his performance will floor you." In this movie, Fraser exemplified his character, displaying a range of emotions and feelings like kindness and concern for his daughter.
People are incapable of not caring. People are amazing.
Frustration and despair over his condition, and even a sense of humor. More than anything else, viewers are able to follow Fraser's character along for the ride. For many movie fans, this was one of the best film performances yet by the talented actor. However, Fraser was not the only one with a stellar performance in the film. 2. The characters. The second takeaway from The Whale is the excellent performances by the actors that make the movie come alive. The Whale was initially created as a play. Oftentimes, plays can be difficult to translate to the big screen since the formats are so different. Since The Whale is carried less by the cinematics and on-screen dynamics, it relies on the performance of the characters and their ability to bring the script to life. Fortunately, the characters did just that, making excellent additions to the humanizing performance put forth by Fraser. Towing the lines between compassion and frustration, Han Chow did an excellent job providing an authentic and compelling experience showing the difficulty of being a caretaker and close personal friend of Fraser's character. As Fraser's daughter in the film, Sadie Sink delivered a passionate performance that brought together the angst of a young teenager with the frustration of a daughter who was abandoned by her father, now watching him slowly self-destruct in front of her. Critics agree that the performances of the actors carried this film from start to finish. 3. The raw emotion. The third takeaway from watching The Whale was the overpowering emotion. When watching The Whale, you are taken on an emotional roller coaster, experiencing sadness, empathy, frustration, and outright shock. This is in large part thanks again to the actors. The emotions of the characters are front and center, so watching the film, it was easy to resonate with the characters and feel the experience for yourself. Many viewers were brought to tears, and some of the pure emotional scenes were difficult for some to stomach but captivating at the same time. So, with such stellar performances, what was the overall reception to The Whale? Now, the most surprising takeaway from the movie. 4. The overall response. The most surprising takeaway is the overall fan response to The Whale. Surprisingly, many people were unimpressed with the overall film. Given the amount of star power in this film between Fraser, Sink, and Aronofsky, the response was largely lukewarm. Outside of the acting, many felt that the film was lacking. One critic said, "Most of The Whale simply isn't as good as Brendan Fraser's performance." For what he brings off, though, it deserves to be seen. Owen Glaberman, Variety. Many felt that The Whale fell flat in its ability to tell a story and provide effective context for the overarching story. Others felt that the movie failed to overcome its beginnings as a play and felt like the dialogue did not fit the movie format and that the scenery was lacking. Most of the criticism surrounding the film relates to the direction. Even fans of Aronofsky's previous works felt that his direction in The Whale was not his best performance. A common criticism was that the scenery and cinematography were inconsistent with the writing and may have made the takeaways less clear for the audience. There was a lot of emotion in this film to grapple with and communicate. Although finding the perfect balance was always going to be a challenge, some felt that Aronofsky could still have done better. The lackluster response to the film may have also been driven by takeaway number 5, the ending. We won't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it yet, but many viewers were taken by surprise at the ending to the film. From watching the films Black Swan, Mother, and Requiem for a Dream, we know that Aronofsky's films can be mysterious and leave you grasping for more answers. So if you're looking for answers and resolution at the end of The Whale, you are likely going to feel unsatisfied and maybe displeased. However, many felt that the ending was not just unsatisfying for its abrupt turn, but that it may not have provided the answers and closure you would hope for from such a powerful subject. Despite the unfulfilling ending and direction, for many critics and fans, the characters and emotion were enough to make watching The Whale well worth it. So ultimately, it's up to you to make your own judgments. There you have it, the 5 key takeaways from watching The Whale. What were your thoughts on The Whale? Do you agree with the reception that it received? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to like this video and share it with your friends to see what they thought also. Be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of the exciting TV and film news, movie reviews, and surprising fun facts and behind the scenes moments from your favorite films.